Kip, what's happening, bud?
How you doing, B? You good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I was watching you play the show at the Ryman, and your fans are so passionate. And what I was wondering as I was watching you play these songs is, whenever people sing back to you but they're wearing a mask, does it sound a little more muffled when they're singing back in masks?
It's not. It's definitely not quite as aggressive. It's I'm hey, as long as I can hear singing, I'm good, man. It's a good thing.
How was it to be on stage again? And obviously it was a socially distanced show and it wasn't completely packed, but for you to be back on stage playing music, how'd that feel?
It was great, Bobby. And I say this with all sincerity. I like during this whole thing, I never craved the adulation part. I missed like being on stage with stuff that was happening tonight with the band, and just being able to bring people some joy. But I've never needed the adulation part, so I never missed that. But I missed. There was a lot of organic things that happened on stage that we didn't plan on. That just it felt amazing playing music again.
10 years ago, Something About a Truck was a number one. 10 freaking years ago. Does that feel like that has just flown by, or does it feel like forever ago?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. That whole period in my life feels like one complete blur. Everything about it feels like a gigantic blur. I think me going through like the insane insomnia I went through for like 4 years, the whole thing's a blur. I mean, I sometimes it feels like it was just yesterday, and sometimes it feels like a lifetime ago.
Does that song still feel like a Kip Moore song?
If I'm being honest, no. But I'm thankful for it. You know what I mean?
I asked that because, I watched. Listen, I'm a Kip Moore fan. I'll say it right now, loudly and proudly. And you played 25 songs at your last show, which is a lot. And I did not see "Hey Pretty Girl" on the set list. So does that feel like a Kip Moore song? And why didn't you play that song?
Yeah, I mean that still does. Bobby, I mean, like when we did that acoustic tour all of last year, there would be nights, and I'm not exaggerating, there'd be nights where I did not play one single hit, and you never felt like you were missing anything during the night. Like the crowd was never chanting for it. I would give them an option during the encore, knowing I haven't played Truck, Hey Pretty Girl, Last Shot. I'd be like, what do y'all want to hear? And they had signs in the audience, and it would always be like Crazy One More Time or That Was Us or something. And it wasn't like planned to not play it. I just never got to it.
I have the whole set list here, by the way. I'd like to get it signed because I'm, just to put it up somewhere. You start the set list with "Crazy One More Time," and so why that? Like, what about that song says, "All right, let's start a show"?
It wasn't planned. Just it was like one of those things where I could tell when I walked out. I had like a list of like 5 or 6 songs to pull from to start it. And when I kind of initially had planned on starting it with Bittersweet Company because it's got this like sway and groove to it. And that's what I started a lot of last year in the acoustic tour with. But when I got out there, I could tell that it was all 100% the true fan base. You could feel it from the very beginning. And so I was like, let's just take a swing and start it with that, a really intimate moment.
Do you feel like your voice is still in shape?
No. I mean, it definitely, the band was laughing after because they were like, we were supposed to play an hour and a half, and I got fined, a few $1,000s for going 40 minutes over. But, when I got off stage, I had no idea how long during the first whole set that we had played, and I asked my tour manager, are we good? Because I normally have in-ears, and I didn't have them. And he says, Kip, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, you're 35 minutes over, you're already fine, so you might as well play the encore. So, it was just kind of like, I mean, we kind of just winged it while we were out there. We had a bag of songs to pull from, and we followed somewhat of an order, but there was definitely some audibles happening throughout the night.
How do you pay that fine, or do they just keep it out of your check?
I don't really know, Bobby. I mean, I'm pretty sure it just like gets reimbursed to them if they've already paid to my business management, So, I mean, like that, but, afterwards I wanted to kick myself because here I've gone a whole year trying to take care of my band and crew. I haven't had any shows, and then my first one back, I get fined. So that was pretty idiotic on my part.
Kip Moore's on with us. Wild World Deluxe just came out. You got 4 new songs on this. So why did you want to put a deluxe album out instead of, holding that and putting a new project out?
Well, Bobby, I've been working. I've been working on a whole new thing. And a lot of times I'll over-record for a record. Normally I'll do like anywhere from 3 to 6 songs over, because a lot of times you don't know what a song is going to feel like till you give it a go. And then sometimes it just lays flat. You can't seem to capture the magic and for whatever reason or not. But like A Man's Got to Do and How High were supposed to be on the Wild World record. So I'd already tracked them. And it still made sense as a body of work for that record. But once I get done writing the record, like once I'm done recording those songs, writing the songs, I move on. And I'm already mentally way past where I'm at that particular time. So if I'm writing new stuff, I don't put that on an old project.
That's interesting. So it just felt like that record. Like it contextually felt like that record.
Yeah, and even sonically, like the way that we recorded the drums, the way we did guitar tones, like leaving doors open in rooms, like whatever kind of ambiance, kind of thing we were going for with certain songs, whatever ethereal, sounds we were trying to capture, like it all kind of made sense with that record and the subject matter.
You're telling me if you leave a door open in the studio, the guitar sounds different?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get a much more compartmentalized sound when you have amps that can't bleed into the room. Like you're going to have a much tighter mix. I mean, when you listen to old 50s through the 70s recordings, I mean, a lot of times they did have the door shut, but a lot of times it was just in one big room, and that's why you're getting all of that, like kind of where it all feels like they're in the same room. Nothing is individually compartmentalized, and you're getting lots of bleed, and there's that rawness in it. You can't control your sounds in the mix as much, but you get a much more authentic band sound with that kind of thing.
That's interesting. Have you ever stage dived?
Not on purpose. Yeah, not on purpose. I don't even know why I just said that. I completely lied. I've definitely jumped into the crowd. The last time I did it was in Milwaukee, Summerfest, like back in 2015, and it was truly kind of a scary experience. It got so aggressive, and I came back on stage pretty much missing all my clothes. It was pretty insane. So I haven't done it since.
I did it once, and I didn't know the rules, and I did it on my belly.
Oh, that's great.
Let's just say I took a lot of shots into that very sensitive area that I really wasn't planning on. People were just trying to put listen, I'm not a rock star, Kip. I'm not like you. I don't have the wherewithal. I usually do stand-up comedy. And we were doing a music show, and I was like, I got to go. And I jumped face first into the crowd. That was it.
Heck, Dustin Lynch is so scared of it, he does it with a boat.
He does. He gets in a boat. That's true.
He takes an inflatable raft. He's so afraid of it.
Let me ask you this before we go. You tweeted on the Conor McGregor fight, satin sheets will turn an alley cat into a house cat. When that happens, it's over. Is that a Kip Moore original?
Yeah, 100%.
Man.
Yeah, I just, for the first half of my career, I mean, Bobby, that's why I moved into that dump. That I stayed in this. I mean, I don't want to say a dump, but I mean, it was the room that I moved into somewhat was. I moved into a one room in the old Cornman building, and I got a twin mattress, and I put it on the floor, and I put all my stuff in there because I thought that I still had to feel like I was at the bottom to write the Wild Ones record. And I took cold showers every morning like I did back when I was living on Edmondson Pike. I mastered the 20-second shower, and I tried to keep myself in that hungry phase. Now, I've realized that just by living simple, I can stay in that state of mind. I never want to get too comfortable, at least while I'm doing this. There might be a time when I really kick back, but I mean, I like simplicity anyway. I've never needed like things, but yeah, I mean, I think that, I think once you're living in some big mansion and you've got, everything you need and all the cars. I mean, how can you possibly stay in that Clubber Lane, Rocky III state? You know what I mean?
There he is,
Mr. T.
Yeah, Kip Moore at
I
Kip
hear
Moore
you,
Music.
easy.
Yeah.
There he is. What's up, Kip?
I heard you, my man. I know you pick up on that.
Hey, listen, Wild World Deluxe just came out. He's got 4 new tracks on it. Check out Kip. Hey, when are you playing again? What's the deal with your live shows?
I don't really have anything. I've got a couple little spot dates over the summer. I've got some. It's interesting. I've got a couple house things I've been doing, and I got like 3 of those kind of lined up, like 20, 25 people. You know, Price is Right. I go play the house.
All right, there he is. Hey, Kip, always good to talk to you, man. You're such a treat to have on the show. Love you. Talk to you soon, bud.
Congrats on the big day coming, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Talk to you soon.
You bet, guys.
Bye-bye.
It's a Bobby Bones show.